pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome once again to the Western States Racing League live here on Sim Racing Media. The drivers of the Western States Racing League are in Kansas this week for round number 12. I can't believe it's already been 12 weeks these guys have been racing here. Last week, they were short track racing at the Last Great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. We had only 2 leaders, and surprise, surprise, these guys put on a show with only 4 cautions for 16 laps. Ryan Steele wound up coming home with the victory with Matt Sisler, Brian Barnes, and hard luck for Jacob Jensen, leading 167 laps before coming in P4 at the finish. But he still has the points lead, so not too bad for him right now. He's currently 43 points ahead of Brian Barnes. Bob Beltrami and Ryan Steele round out that top 4. But as we get started here in Kansas, I'm Mike Demoni. Joined with me this time is a driver that's usually down on the grid, Alan Bergen. Alan, man, how's it going? Oh, hang on.
Oh.
All right. Alan Bergen. Now you can join us.
We traded in the tire suit for the regular suit, and I got to tell you what, I'm excited here. This truck's going to be bad fast today, and if I know Bob Beltrami, he has turned this thing up to the north side of 100 degrees on the track. So these guys are going to be slipping and sliding all race long. I told you it was on the north side of 100. And you're going to be able to hustle these trucks around here.
Yeah, you're definitely going to be able to hustle these trucks around here. In practice, we did see a driver that we usually don't see at the top of the board, and that's going to be David Weaver. He ran a bunch of laps, though, but he wound up at the top of the board right now, currently sitting P7 in qualifying. Looks like everybody has pretty much qualified except for Keith Kelman and Brian Barnes. They're both sitting on the outside looking in right now. Looks like we're going to have 23 drivers might take part here tonight as we look through 107 laps, 4 sets of tires, 3 green, white checkers. I believe the fuel window is going to be somewhere close to 40, 45 laps in that neighborhood. This is a 1.5 miles. So these guys are definitely looking to make some moves here. Right now, Chad Stearns, Jacob Jensen, Bentley Glazer are the top 3. So look for those guys to continue up front, and we'll see how this race shakes out momentarily as everybody's got about 10 seconds left here in qualifying before we jump on over to the race session. So, Alan, how hard is it driving here in the Western States Racing League?
Let's put it this way. Last week at Bristol, had the fun meter pegged out. And then, I mean, look, it's a mental game. This league is hard. But you see the same drivers here on Tuesday night to get those valuable laps as you do on Sunday evening, with some of these drivers also competing with the Icon Cup Series, like your Jeff Hollingsworth, your Paul Krumreis, your Bentley Glazers. Bentley is trying to get laps for Sunday as we make our way to Kansas for that race too. So then you got to deal with guys like Matt Sisler, who's good, Chris Lamard, who's good, Brian, just the list goes on and on. Ryan Steele, Shane Jensen, Bob Beltrami's always as a threat to win anywhere, as we see that number 6014 Watson, Chevrolet on the grid there. So that's that's Kansas in a nutshell.
Yeah, definitely. As these guys get ready to take off here, looks like we're still waiting on a couple drivers to get strapped in.
Mike, I have a question for you. How many times have you and Liam this season goes, well, there goes Alan?
Just a couple, I mean, Martinsville, Bristol.
I did finish North Wilkesboro, though.
Yeah. Well, looks like our leader still has not got... Oh, there he goes.
Here he goes. There's Chad Stearns.
Hey, where in the world? Well, as he has...
Oh, look.
What?
I was going to say, this is not the only season I'm going to be... Not the only time this season I'm going to be up in the broadcast booth as Liam Irving will be taking the reins in the truck at Michigan. So.
Oh, definitely. Well, let's get this grid rolling here. Chad Stearns, Jacob Jensen going to roll off in row 1. Row 2, Bentley Glazer and Matt Sisler. Starting 5th, Jeff Hollingsworth, Bob Beltrami in 6th. David Weaver and Wayne Hutchinson, 7th and 8th. Row 5, Paul Krumreis and Charles Woods. Julian Ricci and Ryan Steele make up row 6. Shane Jensen and Chris Walker make up row 7. Caleb Lamb and Scott Kukas. Row 9, John Kenyon and Troy Campbell. Wayne Fleet and William Fletcher make up row 10. Barry Phil and Keith Kelman, row 11. And Brian Barnes looks like he's not going to make the grid. Pace truck is in. Chad Stearns with the button as they get ready to hit that restart zone. We are green flag racing here at Kansas.
There it is. Into turn number 1. Here comes Chad Stearns. He's going to have the early lead, but not by much, as Jacob Jensen battles back on the outside.
And Jacob Jensen up on that high side trying to make it work. You saw Matt Sisler almost stick his nose in there thinking maybe going 3 wide. Not quite enough speed there to get through as they come down the front straight. Down to the apron they go. Still side-by-side racing. Nobody really giving an inch right now. Almost 3 wide back behind them. Ricci. Ricci trying to stick on the bottom. Kamrai down on them in the middle and Woods up high.
Here we are, almost 2-3 wide back here in the middle of the field. Ball cleared by Chad Stearns, meanwhile, back at the ranch has set the fastest lap of the race with 31.18.
Yeah, Chad Stearns finally able to get clear of Jacob Jensen. He has set and sail now out to a quarter-second lead. Jensen, Sisler, and Bentley Glazer all lined up nose to tail on that bottom line.
Here we are, almost 3 wide.
Yeah, Sisler on the bottom trying to sneak through.
I mean, you can get away with it here at Kansas.
Can't quite get by, though. Matt Sisler still in third. Bob Beltrami trying to make that bottom line work. Looked like Bentley Glazer pulled out of line, going to go down to the bottom. Try and get inside of Matt Sisler. Jacob Jensen slides down to block the run. Sisler slides in behind Glazer. Looks like Hollingsworth bounced off the wall just a little bit as they got rolling. Sisler and Glazer going back and forth. Jeff Hollingsworth looking to the inside. Gets by Sisler.
I'd say just a little bit further back, though. You got Bob Beltrami, and he's married to the outside. He's got the Ford truck around him. He's got Paul Krugman right behind him. And these guys are using every inch of the racetrack right now.
Yeah, he's definitely using every inch of the racetrack. And the truck that just passed him, the 24 Chevy of Caleb Lamb, up 9 spots already in this running. As that Team Watson Racing setups machine moving to the front. I guess it's the 4 truck on your screen, 24 in the scoring pylon.
As I say, 24 in our hearts. And 4 on the screen.
As the late great Tony Trapasso used to say, that's why you don't give the drunk guys their the transponders.
True.
That is the nice part about Kansas. You can pretty much drive almost anywhere on the track. You see some of the drivers go clear up to the wall. Some stay almost right on that white line as they're going around. They'll cut the apron coming through the start-finish line everywhere, just looking to see what they can do with that truck right now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, gotta say, these guys will use every inch of the pavement.
Now Krumrei trying to make the pass there on Julian Ricci. Gets by Ricci. Now has Ricci and Jensen side by side behind him. Ricci trying to sneak it. Ooh. Barely makes it down in front of Shane Jensen. Oh, hard off the wall. That looks like Troy Campbell bounced hard off the wall. Luckily, there's plenty of asphalt as he was able to catch it coming down onto the apron there. Definitely looks like Campbell has that machine back under him there. Shane Jensen drops back to 12th now after he lost a little ground. Gets a little loose there behind Campbell. Like Wayne Hutchinson came into pit on lap 4. Now multiple laps down. Back up front, though, it's all Chad Stearns out to 0.3 of a second lead. Jacob Jensen, Bentley Glazer battling in there for second. Sisler and Beltrami round out that top 5. Running 8th as Krumrei right on his inside. It's down, touches the grass with Ricci. That's going to slow him down just a little bit to see if the 96 can get by on the high side.
Yeah, look at this battle. There comes Krumrei underneath Julian Ricci in the one truck. And he's going to put the rubber in. Julian Ricci goes around and saves it. Are you kidding me? And it, oh,
Saved
Shane
it for a
Jensen
minute.
gets on the wall.
I'll take a look, see what happened there. Ricci slides up in front of Krumrei. Krumrei goes down to the bottom. Touches the apron just a little bit. Little loose there. Contact with the one. Puts him back straight. Pinion into the side of Jensen. Sends him back up the track. Charles Woods nowhere to go as well. Now it looks a little bit like some netcode there, but they were probably touching pretty hard anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh, of course he's in a Ram, so I don't have that camera set up right. lighting up the track. Has that steering wheel
Oh, there
almost
it
all
is.
the way to the left. Wholesale pit stops.
I mean, no better time than now, right?
8 laps in.
Yeah, why not? You know, why not?
Wow, John Kenyon. Like he's going to be the first off, but he did not spend near enough time in his box. So Kenyon's going to come out in P1 in that 88 Ram. Spending only 7 3/4 seconds in his box. Looks like it was a fuel-only stop for that 88 machine. The next, 6 cars behind him all came in to get 4 tires and fuel. Next fuel only is going to be back in 9th with Ryan Steele. Lights are out, should be stacked up, ready to go.
Should be.
Pace truck makes that left-hand turn. John Kenyon with the button on the bottom side has those older tires. Barely in the zone when he goes. Might be a restart violation. We'll have to check and see. Jacob Jensen staying right with him, though.
I mean, that start would only help him as a short turn. Oh! John Kenyon into the wall. Takes Bentley Glazer right along with him.
Now, John Kenyon did get a black flag for jumping that restart. Shane Jensen did as well. Looks like he was trying to slow down, and looks like Matt Sisler might have touched him on the outside.
Wow.
We'll take a little look-see here and see what happened here. Definitely not as quick as these drivers up front. Sisler tries to go up high. Tries to stay out of Glazer. Kenyon kind of comes up. Man.
Yeah, there he is. He's falling back. And comes out of the corner, same piece of real estate. Bounces off the Chad Stearns machine and
Yeah, he just didn't stay down on that bottom side. I don't know if he would have stayed down there. It might have been all right. But take a look here in another angle. He's just not quite as fast. Looks like he has a little damage on there as well. Whistler tries to go upside and then gets right next to Bentley Glazer. Tries to come back down and just taps Kenyon into the wall. And Glazer nowhere to go.
You know what to say, too much Dodge, not enough Ram. Or too much Ram, not enough Dodge, rather. Yeah, that's how we say it. Too much Ram, not enough Dodge.
It was, it's one of those things when you have one of those cars that doesn't necessarily have that top 5 or 10 speed, and it gets up front, it makes it a little more difficult for everybody to try and go around. And it didn't help that he also has that black flag.
Right,
so,
exactly.
I mean, he was going to have to try and come down pit lane anyway. Looking at the scoring right now, looks like we've got John Kenyon, Shane Jensen, and Charles Woods all with black flags. Kenyon got that from the jumping of the restart, and I believe Shane Jensen also got it for passing under yellow there or before the start-finish line. Pace truck is in. Green flag is going to be back out momentarily as Jacob Jensen gets the restart zone and down and away. Chad Stearns tried to time it right. Looks like he might have just slid the tires just a little bit. Allows Jensen to get out to a quarter-second lead here as they stack up behind him. Matt Sisler involved in that last caution, trying to make up some ground here as he looks to the inside of Hollingsworth. Not quite enough speed. Caleb Lamb, biggest mover of the race, trying to make some more as he is tucked in right behind Matt Sisler. John Kenyon, Shane Jensen, and Charles Woods all hit pit lane, trying to serve those black flags. As we are working lap 26 now.
Yeah, exactly. Here we are, focused up on Chad Stearns in that 05 Toyota Tundra. And he's got Jeff Hollingsworth, Matt Sisler, and Caleb Lamb right behind him.
Guys have been in the top 5 for most of the race. Everybody kind of bouncing inside and outside, trying to find a spot where the other drivers are not. Looking back, we also have David Weaver. Weaver was the fastest driver in practice. Looks like he's making his way up, trying to get into that top 5. He's currently running P6. Troy Campbell back there in 7th after bouncing off the wall a couple times, trying to move for the front. Tim Hall-Crumry trying to do so as well.
Mike, Alan, it's Sam. You guys got me?
Yeah, I got you, Sam. How's the weather treating you out there, you know, in the Hawaii?
Yeah. Well, it won't stop raining. I just got off work. I saw you guys were on for WSRL, so I thought I'd slide in here for at least a few minutes. Looks like a pretty fun race, very technical.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, Jacob Jensen continues to lead the thing here on lap number 29. 28 laps in the history books. Chad Stearns, Sam, about this time, I would have had my fun meter back and been on the trailer.
Yeah, well, hey, look, you guys enjoy, actually commentating this race. I just wanted to stop in and say hi for 5 minutes, but unfortunately, I do have to dip. But yeah, good luck to everybody in WSRL that's racing right now. So if you're watching, hopefully your driver wins. Good night, everybody.
All right, later, Sam. All the way out in Hawaii is our friend Sam.
I
Jumping
think
on
it's
here.
like 4 o'clock there.
Yeah, something like that. Just got off work. Yeah, okay. Everybody else here is about ready to go to bed. I don't know. Jacob Jensen trying to undo the curse that has been the last couple weeks. Martinsville led the most laps, didn't get a top 5 finish. Then at Bristol, leads the most laps, barely finishes inside the top 5. Trying to get that 64 to victory lane after having one of the dominant trucks here tonight. Him and Chad Stearns going back and forth.
I do like this battle going on right here. There's that Ford truck, 24 on your screen, 4 in your hearts, it looks like, and I don't think that's white for position, maybe? Yep. Oh, it is. That's David Weaver battling it out with him.
Well, how about I not hit the wrong button?
Well, there we go.
Yeah, Matt Sisler trying to hang on there as well. Those top 5 going inside, outside, all over the track. David Weaver driving the wheels off that number 16 Chevy as he is in, he's 6th right now, but he was the fastest truck in practice, ran multiple laps. So he definitely knows this Kansas Speedway.
Yeah, definitely is. Here we are in the sunflower state of Kansas. About a half a day drive for you.
Yeah,
you wanted to
something
go
like
to
that.
Kansas, it'd be about a half a day. You'd have to get a pretty early start.
Yeah, it'd be all right. I've done it before.
Are you a nighttime driver?
Oh, I'd
You
much
like-
rather drive at night.
Okay. I think a lot of people would go on road trips. Nonetheless, here we are back at the ranch, and one driver is not a nighttime driver right now, and that is Jacob Jensen, who is, 2/10 of a second ahead of Chad Stearns in that 939 Motorsports entry.
Yeah, staying up there. We got from right on pit lane. Not sure what happened to that 96 truck. Looks like he had an issue and then wound up jumping back to the pits. Looks like he went off track and then got it back under control and lost it again. What action is going on track. I think Barry Phil might be the closest here with Bob Beltrami. Keith Kelman starting to close in there as well on Wayne Fleet.
Well, I will tell you this. The Cardinals are victorious against the Cleveland Guardians.
Yes, the Cardinals are. And my boy Nathan Church comes up clutch, sacrifice fly to score the winning run.
Yeah, I see that. You got an RBI.
Yep.
Hey, you got to take him out, you can get him.
He's
Meanwhile,
I would say he's been a little cold lately, but see what happens.
As Dave Regal's filled up to Philly Scott, posed by the Chicago Cubs with a score of 10-4. Right now, one driver is not being hosted by the competition. That is Jacob Jensen up there in the lead. And here comes the 4 truck. 24 on our live timing, 4 in our heart. And there he is, Caleb Lamb. He has climbed his way up to 3rd. And he's catching the leaders on the outside, making that outside work. As he crosses over Chad Stern. It almost had an issue with Matt Sitzler in the number 93 Dodge Ram. That Dodge almost had too much Ram and not enough Dodge. But he found enough Dodge to get around that Ford, to let that Ford truck by.
Dude, okay, so Caleb Lamb has been sliding up behind Chad Stearns repeatedly, sliding right across his bumper, getting that 05 truck loose. And that could not sit well with the driver of the 05, Chad Stearns.
Yeah, absolutely. Chad Stearns might haven't had enough of this as he is going down to the inside. Caleb Lamb riding that Kyle Larson line, taking the outside. As there's plenty of room to be racing right here as Chad Stearns hits the apron. These guys using every inch of asphalt available to them.
And they do have a lapper up on the high side, and that is going to be, looks like Ryan Steele up there. Not something you usually see with Ryan, but looks like he had some damage to repair back on lap 21, came down and got that repaired, so been a little too long in his pit box.
Definitely is. We've only been, look, here's the craziest stat right now. We've only been lap 42 of 107, almost to the halfway point, and we've only been racing for 26 minutes.
Yes.
That is insane. That just shows you the safety that this league finds itself in being safe. And of course, I'm not in the field, so of course they're going to be clean.
Yeah, they don't get that expected caution, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
No, you always just found yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time. Most of them weren't your fault.
And on my way to the beer stand.
Yes. Caleb Lamb making that pass again for second. Looking at the timing and scoring, looked like several drivers have called it a night early. Brian Barnes called it a night before he even got started. William Fletcher, Julian Ricci, and Bentley Glazer. Looks like Charles Woods is also out. Rise out. Wayne Hutchinson is the last car currently running in P17. Only, 3 laps down?
Only just three laps down.
Lamb, and then you got Weaver still driving the wheels off that thing, staying in 6th. Trying to get his best finish he's had this season. Bob Eltrami making his way by Ryan Steele in 7th. Wayne Fleet 8th with Barry Phil tucked right on his rear bumper there. And then Keith Kelman, Chris Walker, and Scott Kukas.
Definitely here as we are working our way towards lap 50 here. Jacob Jensen still not even running away with the stage. Here comes Jeff Hollingsworth. He's going to give the outside a shot. See if he can make up some ground.
They're trying everything they can. Looks like Lamb might have lost a little bit there as he was up battling for second. Now he's currently in fifth, kind of riding around towards the back inside of Jeff Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth trying to see if he can get that 97 Ford back towards the front once again.
I mean, I think he can. Here comes Jeff Hollingsworth underneath Caleb Lamb. 4 on your screen, 24 in our hearts. Is well, here comes Jeff Hollingsworth. And Jeff Hollingsworth has been strong all season long.
Hollingsworth Lamb back and forth. Everybody else is spread out quite a bit on track. Nobody really battling for position anymore.
Yeah, next week, April 21st, we head to Talladega for 75 laps of heart-pounding action. And then on the 28th of April, we head to Texas. June 2nd, though, that's when Liam takes the helm of the. He says he wants to drive the 00. Might be the best run that the track has, but I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see if he dons the 00. I don't know if that's a cursed number.
I told him he had to race. I told him he had to race this track. You got to do the 38 track. Look, every race I've been in that's had an 89 or 00 doesn't really finish that well.
Sisler trying to find some speed there, starting to close in. Oh my gosh, on Chad Stearns. Can't quite do it yet. Shane Jensen on the high, or no, that's John Kenyon. John Kenyon on the high side trying to go race for the moment. Yeah, the OGR guys definitely are dropping kind of like flies. Looks like there's only a couple left. Ooh, Hollingsworth, strong move, sliding up to the outside right in front of John Kenyon. Jacob Jensen got that fresh air. Now he is starting to pull away out to almost a second. Chad Stearns, Matt Sisler, Jeff Hollingsworth all battling relatively closely. Stearns starting to get a little bit of a lead out to just under 0.2 of a second, but Sisler closing in with Hollingsworth as well. Caleb Lamb goes to the high side as Stearns and Sisler head down pit lane.
Yeah, I don't know. This battle's been battling pretty hard right now. Sisler and Stearns now on pit road.
Yeah, I wonder if they think track position is going to be more important. Come down pit lane, get the tires and fuel early, and see if they can get that track position and drive away from Jacob Jensen. Jensen came down pit road one lap later as he is currently there. Hollingsworth, Lamb, and Weaver all staying out so far.
Yeah, that's the thing right now is Caleb Lamb still in that third position or second position. Jeff Hollingsworth with the lead, and it looks like we got a battle for the lead. But when does Jeff Hollingsworth, when does Caleb Lamb engage that virtual parachute and come down pit road?
I don't know. I think you have to do exactly the opposite of what everybody else is doing. So, I mean, if you can run a little while longer, hope for a caution maybe, we'll see what happens. Just looked at the YouTube chat, and Jeff Hollingsworth looks like he's racing with a torn rotator cuff.
That's got to play havoc on the psyche in those rigs here tonight as, well, racing with an injury is tough in itself.
At least it's not short track racing.
Oh, I know. Or dirt racing, or
Yeah. Ooh, got Kukas gliding down off the top down to pit lane. We'll see if Lamb comes in this time by. One of the only drivers not to come in so far, and he will do just that. Gets a little loose coming to pit entry. Almost sideways, and does get sideways. Doing donuts on pit lane.
he's practicing.
And then he just jumped to his pit box.
Okay. He was practicing for his victory lane celebration.
And it looks like he jumped out of his ride. I don't know.
Maybe he went to get a chicken sandwich. They're really good. You should try one.
As it looks like everybody has made their pit stops as required. The driver that picked up a ton of speed is going to be that 93 Ram of Matt Sisler. The three birdies machine is flying. Last lap of 30.91 seconds. Well, with these guys kind of starting to spread out a little bit, let's go ahead and take a moment to thank our sponsors as we go side by side. You won't miss anything. And we'll see you when we get back here momentarily.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Didn't miss anything as we were side by side there. Jacob Jensen still trying to run away with the race. Chad Stearns in second. Sisler, Hollingsworth, and don't look now, David Weaver inside that top 5 after Caleb Lamb had an issue. Looks like he disconnected from the race. Gonna wind up with a 17th place finish right now.
Yeah, Caleb Lamb has had his front meter pegged out. But Jacob Jensen still continues to lead this thing by a half second, as we see on the eyeball test.
He is just starting to drive away. He's out to almost a half second now. Who's out to almost a second before pit stops cycled through. And we're down to 37 laps to go when he hits the start finish line here.
Yeah, it's not many laps left here in this one.
Yeah, definitely seeing some new names up here after they survived a little bit of the chaos. Bob Beltrami, Chris Walker, Wayne Fleet, Barry Phil, Scott Kukas. Most of the guys who are used to running towards the back survived the chaos and now are running inside the top 10.
Can't ask for much more than that.
Looks like we have 16 drivers still on track.
Yeah, some that are laps down, but others that are still on the racing surface with us.
Yeah, only 9 on the lead lap as Jacob Jensen is on a mission to see how many he can lap. As he is now out to, what, 0.8 of a second already?
I was going to say, is he intending on lapping the field or what?
I don't know. After the last couple weeks, I mean, he had the dominant ride and just one little mistake. And it almost like it caught him flat-footed as he was trying to take that truck to victory lane.
Here we are, lap 73 of 107, 72 laps in the history books. Matt Sisler in that number 93 truck, and there it is. He's got one truck in front of him. And here's the thing: if you're Jacob Jensen, you're trying to create separation from you and the rest of the field.
Yeah, you're definitely trying to do that. And now the drivers just had to deal with Shane Jensen coming up through the field, almost going by them like they were standing still. That 8 is multiple laps down, but he is one of the fastest trucks on the track at the moment. He just passed these guys and he's already catching the leader. Chad Stearns, Matt Sisler, Jeff Hollingsworth starting to lose touch just a little bit. He is now 2 seconds back of Sisler. And David Weaver's almost 9 back of Hollingsworth and has Bob Beltrami trying to close in here. Beltrami running 6th, currently where he started, trying to get a little bit of a run in that 14 Toyota. Goes to the high side, going to try and get by Weaver. Looks like he'll have the momentum if he can hold it here. Coming out of 1 and 2, he should be able to make that pass.
Here we are, side by side, Goodyear to Goodyear.
Yeah, and he will do just that. Take his position inside that top 5. But those top 4 have basically driven away from the field. Almost 10 seconds between Hollingsworth and Bob Beltrami now.
Yeah, now it's the second and a half. With 30 laps to go.
Yeah, Jacob Jensen just putting on a clinic once again. I mean, Shane Jensen made it past Jacob Jensen and is just driving away. And his last lap was almost a half second faster than the leader. Sisler and Stearns are basically in their own race here for second and third place. Everybody else is over a second gap between them.
Yeah, we can see that reflecting there. 28 laps to go. This has been a fast one here in Kansas.
And Chad Stearns trying to stay in front of that 3 birdies Ram. He's going to do it, and he's beginning to pull away. Wayne Fleet down pit road.
I don't think that's the money stop just yet. We got 26 laps to go.
Yeah, everybody came down. Looks on lap 54, 55. And previously, everybody pitted on that caution on lap 17. So we're looking at what, 35, 40 laps? So
Yes.
here he comes. Jeff Hollingsworth down as well. So money stop time for the 93. Jacob Jensen going to follow him here momentarily. A hard left turn. Looks like he found the right spot. Kind of got a little out of shape. Chad Stearns definitely out of shape as he is almost sideways entering pit lane. Keeps it under control. No black flag for that one. Bob Beltrami inherits the lead, sliding fast, quick, and in a hurry down pit lane. Goes that number 14 Toyota. David Weaver going to try and lead a lap here.
Yeah, this is the point where I'm starting to lick my lips and think, well, these guys are going down pit road.
Yep, downshift and away he goes down pit lane. One of the smoother entries we've seen out of the top 5. Jacob Jensen back out on the track right in front of Matt Sisler. Sisler is up to speed though as he had pitted a lap earlier, and he will go right on by that 64 Chevy. See if Matt Sisler can take advantage here, pitting that lap early, get a little track position, get that truck up to speed. But Jacob Jensen's not letting him go, staying right in his wheel tracks.
Now we're watching Matt Sisler here in that number 93 truck.
You know, trying to stay in front of the 64. 64 has basically led every lap except for through the pit cycle up until now.
Just dominating cash.
We do have two guys up in front of them, Chris Walker and Scott Kukas. Both have not come into pit lane. And just as I say that, sounds like they're going to be headed down pit lane this time by.
Yeah, they make fools out of you.
Coming down pit lane. If Scott Kukas comes down as well. Trying to go by John Kenyon on the inside. Both of them get by. But Kuka's still staying out. So he's going to lead a lap here.
I mean, what is it, like 20 laps to go? Does he know something that the rest of the field don't know?
I would say I highly doubt it.
Okay.
I mean, yep. Like he almost went into the wall there. Sisler and Jensen blew by him.
Maybe that's what he needed to do at this time.
Let's see what happens here as Matt Sisler starting to come up on some lap traffic. Ryan Steele to the high side, going to slide in below him. Looks like Chris Walker is now the next truck that these leaders are going to come in contact with. Jeff Hollingsworth just got by Scott Kukas. Kukas coming down pit lane.
Yeah, just 18 laps to go. Matt Sisler has just put it on the afterburners. But here comes Jacob Jensen making a route to the high side. As they come out of turn number 3, Matt Sisler's going to have a decision to make. Here comes the 64 truck of Jacob Jensen to the outside. Can't quite get there.
No, he can't. Jacob Jensen's closing that gap. And this 23 truck in front of him is only helping Jacob Jensen. Sisler trying to block. Block low, block high. Jensen with the power move on the outside. See if he's going to be able to have the momentum clear him as they come down the backstretch. And he will do just that. I'm pretty sure that was the opportunity that anybody had to beat Jacob Jensen, and he just took advantage and made that pass, went to the high side, got by, and now he's going to start to see if he can drive away here. Does have Chris Walker in front of him. Chris Walker is the last car on the lead lap, so he's going to try and battle and stay out in front of these drivers. Does have the fresher tires, though, too.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to battle too hard because Jacob Jensen's right there, and he might just go ahead and get out of the way and let these guys race it on out.
As the time is just winding down here. Chad Stern's not gaining too much ground as well. Jeff Hollingsworth 2.5 back. Bob Beltrami almost 13 behind Hollingsworth. And 8 ahead of David Weaver. So the only drivers really battling for position are for first and second, and they are a quarter of a second apart now.
Yeah, there's 13 laps left in this one. And Mike, I mean, it's not even. We're about 4 minutes of racing here for about an hour. So kudos to these guys for keeping it clean and keeping it green here live on the right prime time.
Yeah, I mean, 2 cautions for 6 laps. Jacob Jensen, dominant race, leading 66 laps. And now that gap is almost half a second. Jacob Jensen just driving away is going to leave no doubt here at Kansas. John Kenyon coming in pit lane. Chad Stearns going to the inside of Troy Campbell.
It was surprising with 10 laps to go on making a pit stop this late. Maybe he had to.
Yeah, I think he was off cycle on the pit stops, but yeah. Cycle to 16th position does that.
Just 9 laps left, 8 to go now.
I was saying 8 to go when he came across the line there. Yeah, back to out almost a second already is Jacob Jensen. Not even 20 laps, and he is back out dominating.
Yeah, Jacob Jensen out to the second. There's the eyeball test. Now, if you were Matt Sisler or Chad Stearns, these stands at the hourglass are starting to run out.
Ryan Steele coming in pit lane as well. Looks like he didn't quite have enough to make it to the end.
That is uncharacteristic for these races. As you see some of the top runners, you know, Ryan Steele, who we've seen in victory win a couple of times. 6 laps to go. Coming down to the stripe to get 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go, 5 planes in the air for the driver of that number 64 truck of Jacob Jensen.
Now Jacob Jensen all of a sudden saw the 93 Ram of Matt Sisler get a little bit closer as Matt Sisler went almost a half second quicker that last lap. But it looks like he has pretty much given it all back this time by.
Takes up Jensen, putting on the afterburners with 4 laps to go.
I mean, that 93 has to try and do something in order to reel in the 64. The 64 is just a dominant truck. Ooh, off the wall goes the 93. Looks like that kind of gave him a little burst of speed there, bouncing off that wall coming down the front stretch. Going to be 2 to go this time by Jacob Jensen. Wants to get to that stripe this final time, or get the white flag.
Bravo, don't Steve Harvey it now.
You know.
That's number 4, away with the doctor's jacket. We are 1 lap to go.
White flag is out. Jensen gonna put that thing into overdrive here. Dominant truck all night, leading over 70 laps of the 107. Only lost it through the pit cycle after he got it. Chad Stearns did start up front, but this race is all Jacob Jensen. Wins at Kansas. Matt Sisler second, Chad Stearns third. Looks like Hollingsworth just crossed the finish line. Bob Beltrami coming out of 3 and 4, going to get a top 5 again here this season.
They did better than me.
David Weber
I
in
would've-
6th.
I would have definitely had it on the hauler already.
Jacob Jensen going to burn it down. Drivers get up here in the booth. All right. Alan, I'll get Matt for you.
Matt, it's Alan and Mike in the SRM booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, look, man, what a finish with you and Jacob Jensen. Just couldn't quite get back to the back bumper of that 64 truck. What more could you needed out of that truck to get by that 64 truck and possibly steal the show?
Well, I think that lap truck, the 23, when he came off pit road, that definitely didn't do me any favors. I the lap early pit stop gave me the advantage, and I felt like if I could have just kept the dirty air on his nose, I probably could have kept Jacob behind me. And then I got so busy trying to deal with the 23 that Jacob did a great job. He finally got to my right rear, and the top side was going to be the key, and that was it. I needed Jacob to honestly in the last few laps. I know I got back to within 3/10 at one point, but I probably needed him to make a mistake. I wasn't going to get back to him. He was doing a really good job covering me off. So, good job for him. So close, but we'll take a second.
Yeah, definitely. As we get ready to head to our next race, Talladega. What's going to be the mindset as we do 75 laps around that big super speedway?
Keep the truck clean and don't die. Pretty much. That's pretty much it for anybody who knows real life Talladega or iRacing Talladega. It's a lot easier said than done to keep all four corners on your vehicle at Talladega, but name of the game will be just try to keep it clean and find a way to beat you. Just if you're there at the flag, you have a chance. You know, that's James Busher. Like, he was 11th that one time, and he ended up winning at Daytona. So, like, just keep yourself in the fight, and that's your best shot.
I like Tony Stewart's idea. Run half the race the regular way, and then let's invert the field and have him finish running the regular way, and have him run the opposite way.
I think I5G did that once as a week 13 race.
But hey, man, once again, congratulations on finishing second. Before we get you out of here, who do you want to thank and who helped you get it done on that number 93 chart?
Well, the guy who did my paint scheme, we'll go with him first. Alan Steigerwald, also known as Lil Hooper. Lil Hooper Designs did my Ram. He's done a number of other schemes that I've had, and it's always a pleasure to get to drive his truck. I've been trying to get something of his in victory lane, and we've been so close. Twice in 2 weeks now, we've been second. So, obviously my sponsor, Three Birdies Golf Company. They make a lot of awesome gear, casual wear, stuff to wear to the golf course, various golf accessories. Go check them out on their website, threebirdiesgolf.com or threebirdiesgolf.com. Bob and everybody at Western States who puts this on, it's always fun to get to come out here and run. You guys up in the booth, great broadcast as always. I'm sure I'll go back and watch it and agonize over what I could have done to keep Jake behind me. Peace, Love, and Paws Rescue out of Southeast Michigan, and Adrian College, my alma mater, to close it out.
Well, once again, congratulations, Matt, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right, thank you.
Mike, back up to you in the booth.
All right. Let's get our winner up here in the booth. Hey, Jacob, Mike up in the booth, man. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Well, not too bad. Well, that was a dominating performance once again. This time, though, you were able to close it out after a couple heartbreaks the last couple weeks. How was it racing out there at Kansas?
Oh, it was really good. The truck was very intuitive to drive. It was a little tight, but it was a very fun race overall, and especially once you could get that high line starting to work for you, it was a very, very fun race.
Yeah, it definitely looked like that final pit stop, you came out and you almost just set it on that high side trying to get to Matt Sisler. Were you ever worried about not being able to get by that 93 Ram?
Yeah, it definitely was concerning. The start of the run, you got to really just follow him on the bottom of the racetrack just because it's so fast and you're not lifting that much. But as soon as you could start getting up to that top side, I was definitely up there trying to get around him. And then I think that lap track definitely helped me out by giving him a little bit of dirty air. But it would have been a very interesting race, and if there wasn't that lap car, and either way, it was a good race.
Yeah, it definitely was. You guys in the front half of the field were all over each other, everybody making passes. You were out to a couple-second lead at one point, but that caution kind of stacked it back up, and you guys raced it out. So your fifth win of the season. How does that help you as you're headed into Talladega next week?
Well, yeah, next week's really a wild card race. I'm usually not that great around there, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if my dad's able to run again. Definitely a bummer of a night for him, but it was a really good racing overall tonight, and we'll see if me and him can hook up at Dega next week and see if we can get either one of us a win.
Definitely, man. Well, before we get you out here, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, well, I always got to start with the good Lord. I got to thank my family, my friends. It was a very eventful week, so it was great getting back here and racing. I got to thank all my sponsors at TWRS Setups, Icon Apparel, Dubby, and the whole team at WLT2 Motorsports. Got to thank Cavu Performance, got to thank you guys for putting the show together, and got to thank Bob for putting the racing together.
Definitely, Matt. Well, congrats once again on another victory here in the Western States Racing League, and we'll see what you guys can do next week.
Thank you very much. Have a nice one.
All right, let's go ahead and bring up the race results. Jacob Jensen, 77 laps led tonight. Going to bring home the victory. Matt Sisler in second. Chad Stearns back in third. 7 different lead changes, 6 different leaders. Only 2 cautions tonight for 6 laps. Matt Sisler with the fastest lap of the race. Then the top 10, Jacob Jensen, Matt Sisler, Chad Stearns, Jeff Hollingsworth, Bob Eltrami, David Weaver, Chris Walker, Barry Phil, Wayne Fleet, and Scott Kukas. Going to round out the top 10, and the rest of the field kind of strolls by. Well, Alan, thanks for joining me here tonight, and maybe we'll see you on the track next week at Talladega.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. 75 laps at Talladega. I am ready to go, but before we get out of here, we got to land this plane.
Yeah, definitely. So, with that being said, we will we'll go ahead and wish you guys all a good night, and from all the drivers of the Western States Racing League and all of us here at Sim Racing, we want to wish you guys a good night. See you next week at Talladega.